What is going on YouTube? In today's video, I am going to show you step by step how to set up Amazon PPC campaigns for beginners. Quick introduction, my name is Tamara T. I have been selling on Amazon FBA for 3 years now. I started my YouTube channel in July 2018. I work from the comfort of my very own home, and in today's tutorial, I will show you exactly how to start your Amazon PPC campaigns, especially if you are a beginner. There are a lot of tutorials on YouTube that are not very clear or they are outdated. So today I am going to give you a refresher and start from beginning to end. I am not here to say that I know everything about Amazon FBA. I still learn new things every single day, just like you, but I am going to show you everything to the best of my knowledge how to start your Amazon PPC campaigns. So let's go. All right, guys, if you have never ran any Amazon PPC campaigns before, then today's video is for you because I am going to simplify everything for you step by step from beginning to end. And I will also show you how to set up initial campaigns so you can start your campaigns today. The very first thing I want to go over is what is a sponsored ad? What is Amazon PPC? So if I type in water bottle on Amazon.com, you will see some sponsored products right here. These 4 water bottles, they are all sponsored, meaning these sellers that are selling their water bottles on Amazon, they are paying Amazon to show their ad right here for water bottle. Now, these ads could be automatic campaigns or manual campaigns. There are 2 different types of campaigns and there are different types of ads as well, which we will talk about later. But this is all it is. And the other water bottles that you see right here that do not say sponsored, it means that they are not paying Amazon to sponsor their product here. These are just organic listings that have been ranked very high on page 1. But these guys, like I said, have paid Amazon to show up right here. So this is a sponsored ad. Now you are probably wondering, okay, that's great, Tamara, but why should I be using sponsored ads? Why should I be running Amazon PPC campaigns? Can I just sell my water bottle without running any campaigns? Well, my friends, it is the year 2020, and if you are not using Amazon PPC sponsor ads to promote your products or to start your product launch, you are not going to make it on Amazon. Now, I am not saying that to scare you, but as you guys already know, Amazon is very competitive, just like everything else on the internet. Shopify dropshipping is competitive. Even YouTube is competitive. Even I am competitive with all these other YouTubers that also do Amazon FBA videos. But the point is, you want to learn how to use Amazon PPC campaigns for your products so you can get the most exposure for your product, get more eyeballs, get your keyword ranked higher, get more visibility for your customers to see your product, like these guys right here. So it gives them a chance to actually buy your product. If you are not using sponsored ads, you will just not make it on the first page right here. There's absolutely no way. So this is why we use advertising. In every business, I actually believe that it's very important that you run some advertising to your business, especially if you are new, just to get the word out and just to get visibility, like I said. If you guys were around in 2016, 2017, sellers used to do something called giveaways, where they marked their product off at 99% and then give it away for free in order to rank to the first page right here. However, in 2020 and even in 2019, nobody does that anymore. Everything should be launched organically. I'm not saying other methods do not work, but for myself, I'm very firm on only teaching organic ranking methods, and that means to launch successful Amazon PPC campaigns so you can skyrocket your sales on Amazon. That's why you need to use sponsored ads. Now, there are 2 different types of Amazon PPC campaigns. We have our automatic campaign, And then we have our manual campaign, which have broad, phrase, and exact match keywords. We'll talk more about this later. Now, automatic campaigns, all it means is that if you are running an automatic campaign, there are obviously a lot of different keywords in your product listing, right? In your product listing for your water bottle, there might be keywords like water bottle for the gym, water bottle for sports, water bottle for parties. There are so many different keywords. And what an automatic campaign does is Amazon chooses whatever keywords that are in your product listing and they place your ad to whatever the customer searches. So if someone is searching water bottle for gym, say I am a customer and I type this in and you have this keyword, water bottle for gym, in your product listing somewhere, and this is your product, then you could possibly show up right here. That is what automatic campaigns are. It just means that Amazon is placing your ad in front of customers who are searching any keywords in your product listing. You do not have control over which type of keywords to pick. Now, if you do want to choose your own keywords, then you are going to run a manual campaign. In manual campaigns, you can target broad, phrase, and exact match keywords. I talked about these keywords in this video right here. So if you have not watched that video, I suggest you to watch this video and then come back to this video. But to give you a quick refresher, broad keywords are anything like water bottle for sports or plastic bottles for water. That is a broad keyword. Now, phrase keywords are just phrases. So phrase keywords are water bottle for sports or plastic water bottle for water. You notice right here for broad keywords, if our main keyword is water bottle, this could be a broad keyword, or we can have water and bottles separate from each other, and that makes a broad keyword. Phrase keywords, the word water bottle has to stick together, so this makes it one phrase. All right, I hope that makes sense. And exact keywords will just be water bottle. It will be exactly water bottle. And that's it. I hope this makes sense. So if we go back onto Amazon and I type in water bottle for gym and your ad is right here, let's pretend this guy is you right here. This could be from our broad campaign or our phrase campaign or our exact campaign. It could be any one of those because this keyword water bottle for gym could be in broad, phrase, or exact. And there is no way to tell exactly which type of campaign these ads are showing for. That's the downfall of it. Not like you really need to know anyway. But if you do want to see sponsored ads from your competitors, you can do so in a tool called Helium 10. I use Helium 10 for all of my Amazon FBA business needs, and it is the best tool for your Amazon FBA business. Now, not going to get into Helium 10 in this video, but this is all it is. If someone is typing this keyword, it could be any type of campaign. We just do not know. So if you only want your ad right here to show up for water bottle for gym only, then you would use an exact match campaign. If you want your ad, your water bottle, you want it to show up for any broad keywords, then you can put this into broader phrase campaigns, and people might search water bottle for gym for him, for example, right? Or for men. And then your ad will show up as long as this right here is in your broad or phrase campaign. I hope that makes sense because again, broad and phrase will catch all the longer tail keywords, which are right here, and exact campaigns will catch only this keyword, water bottle for gym. Now, do not worry. I know things may sound confusing right now, but it is actually very simple, and I will show you at the end of this video how to actually set up all of these campaigns so you can get started today. The next thing I want to talk about is reviews for Amazon PPC campaigns. Now, you may have heard sellers in Facebook groups or forums, they are always wondering, okay, can I really run sponsored ads without reviews? You see, there are so many reviews for this water bottle. And just so you know, I am not telling you to sell a water bottle today. That's not what I am doing. I'm just explaining to you, using water bottles as an example, what PPC campaigns are. So do not sell a water bottle. Please do not do it. But right here, you can see there are so many reviews for water bottles. So sellers might ask, okay, Tamara, how many reviews do I need to start running these Amazon PPC campaigns? Well, in order for a customer to actually be interested in buying your product, your ad has to be intriguing, right? So if we use any of these examples right here, they have good photos, they have a descriptive title, they have a lot of reviews, we already know that, and your price has to be very good. We will not talk about price in today's video because I am only focused on PPC, but there is a little price hack that I use to increase conversions when you are running your Amazon PPC campaigns. Now, back on topic, do you need reviews to start PPC, or how many reviews should you have before you start running ads? Because some people are so scared that if they have 0 reviews, nobody is going to click on their ad, check out, and buy their product. If you are running an automatic campaign, so automatic PPC campaigns, remember that I said so earlier, it's just Amazon putting your ad in front of customers for whatever keywords that are in your product listing, right? We mainly use automatic campaigns to collect keyword data, to collect information to see what customers are typing in the search bar right up here. And then with that information from our automatic campaign, we then build our manual campaigns to better target what our customers are looking for and what they want. So with that being said, if you are running an automatic campaign, you do not need any reviews. And that's just me. I have coached many sellers to do this exact same way. Start your automatic campaign day one when it goes into the warehouse with 0 reviews, because you need the keyword data in order to start building your manual campaign. But if you are running a manual campaign, if you are running any broad phrase or exact keywords, I do suggest you have a handful of reviews, because now we are targeting keywords more specifically, right? You are targeting keywords that have made you sales from your automatic campaign. And you want people to actually click on your ad and to buy your product. So we want more of those types of conversions. We want people to click and buy. And in order to do that, you need a few reviews. I always tell sellers not to stress out too much about reviews. Do not worry if you don't have 602 reviews. That's not the point. You just need a few of them to get you going. Now, I am not going to cover how to get reviews because, as you already know, this is a PPC tutorial type of video, but you guys should be using a follow-up email sequence from Feedbackwhiz to help boost your reviews. And if you need help with setting up your email follow-ups using Feedbackwhiz, then I suggest watching this video right here and the other Feedbackwhiz videos I've done in the past. Okay, so now that you know the differences between an automatic campaign and a manual campaign, and the differences between broad phrase and exact match types of keywords, we are now going to build your Amazon PPC campaigns. So right here, I am just under advertising campaign manager. There are 3 different campaign types. You only need sponsored products for right now. Sponsored brands type of campaigns mean you have to enroll your brand first. You have to be brand registered. But from experience, you do not need to be brand registered in order to blow up on Amazon. If that's what you are trying to do, you can perfectly you will be fine with just sponsored products. Sponsored display is still in beta, so we are not going to talk about that today. With sponsored brands, like I said, you have to be brand registered, but that is not your number one priority. You have to make sure that your product is actually selling before you get a trademark and before you brand register your product. That's just my personal opinion, because if you are very focused on getting a trademark and enrolling into brand registry and you are making 0 sales every single day, that's not good, right? You are focusing your energy way too much on the future before you even got any type of experience or success in the present moment. So right here, we will be using sponsored products. And just so you know, we have tons of sellers that absolutely kill it using just sponsored products. So please do not lose your mind thinking that you need sponsored brands. I'm not saying you don't need it. I'm just saying as of right now, if you are a beginner, it is optional. So let's click on continue right here. And right here, we are going to name our campaign something that we can understand. This will be an automatic campaign. So if I am selling a water bottle, I'm just going to call it water bottle auto. And we're not going to put it into a portfolio today. We are going to set the start date with no end date. The reason why you don't want to put an end date is because if it ends and you forget to turn it back on, that's going to cost you keyword data. You could have been collecting a lot of keyword data and making sales. So you do not want to put an end date. Daily budget. Now, everybody's daily budget is going to be different. Let me explain. If you are selling a high in demand type of product, you may need a bigger daily budget because there are more people searching for your product. However, if you are selling a product that is less in demand, maybe you need a smaller budget because there are less searches on Amazon from your customers. I hope that makes sense. If you want to learn more about daily budget, then please refer to this video right here where I talk about how important it is to have a full day budget. If you are a beginner, then your daily budget, let's just put $20. Obviously, this is different for everybody, like I said, but if you start at $20 a day, you can start getting some data. And the goal is to have a full day budget on an automatic campaign because you want to collect as much keyword data and as many sales as you can as quick as possible. This will fasten your launch. If you guys want a fast Amazon product launch, then make sure you have a full daily budget. So this will be our automatic targeting campaign. Campaign bidding strategy. Now, there are different ways on how to use this, but if you are a beginner, you can use the fixed bids. That is usually what I do, but that's because I'm experienced in using PPC, or you can stick at dynamic bids. I'm not going to go into this because this is a beginner type of tutorial. If you want to learn more, then just click on learn more. We have some advanced strategies with these options too, but I'm not going to talk about it in today's video. This was the option before January 2019. So campaign bidding strategy actually did not come out until after January 2019. So if this is where you feel safe, then just keep it at that. Okay, create ad group. So your ad group, we will just name it water bottle. And name it whatever you want, but if you have more than one ad group, then you want to name these differently. So what an ad group is that they are different groups within a campaign. So you have one campaign, but you can have multiple groups. All right, so the next thing, we are going to select our product. So click add right here. And if you have variations, then you want to select that variation. So if you have different sizes for your water bottle and your automatic campaign, you only want to run one type of water bottle, then make sure you select that specific variation. For automatic targeting, this is your default bid. Now, I always start at 75 cents. You may start at something else, but long story short, you do not need to bid aggressively for your automatic campaign because Amazon will take your money the more you bid. And there's no reason to bid aggressively, only because we are trying to collect keyword data. This is not your launch type of campaign. Automatic campaign is not going to get you launched. I hope that makes sense, because obviously if you want to launch your product, you want to run a manual campaign as well. So 75 cents is good enough. You want to play with it later on. So if you are not getting impressions or clicks, then maybe you want to up your default bid later. But starting at 75 cents is good. And the next thing is we have an option to add negative keyword targeting. So I have a video on this where I talk about adding in negative keywords before you run your automatic or manual campaigns. You can do it, it's optional. I kind of rather experienced Amazon sellers do this step because it makes more sense. Right now, if you are a beginner, it may not make sense. But if you are interested, then you can learn about negative keyword targeting in this video right here, where I talk about adding in negative keywords before you even spend any money on your campaigns. So for example, if we have a water bottle right here and we are selling a gray water bottle, obviously the color is gray, right? So if we want to add in any negative keywords, we may add in the color blue or clear. Or if we are selling a water bottle that is plastic and it's not metal, you may want to add in the negative keyword metal. So that's how this section kind of works. You don't have to do it. It's just like an additional step if you want to save some costs, especially for any keywords that are obviously not related to your product. So in my case, it's the color blue and the word metal, because I am selling a gray plastic water bottle. I hope that makes sense. Also, if you do choose to put in any negative keyword targeting, make sure you know what to select right here, because if you select the wrong one, if you select negative exact when you are not supposed to, or if you select negative phrase when you are not supposed to, it's going to damage your campaign. Not really damage, but it's going to give you really poor information and poor keyword data for your campaigns. So make sure you know the differences between negative exact and negative phrase. It's not that hard to figure out. You can even read this right here from Amazon. So that's it for an automatic campaign. Automatic campaigns are super easy to set up. And like I said, after you launch this campaign, it's now going to start showing your ad on Amazon for customers who type in any keywords that are in your product listing. Okay, so now after you have ran your automatic campaign for a few days, when I say a few days, I mean anywhere from 48 hours and after, because if you are starting a brand new campaign, it takes time for Amazon to actually gather keyword data for your product. So what you want to do after that is pull up your search term report. Now, I am not going to go really deep into keyword and campaign optimization in this video, because believe me, it will take hours and hours to train someone on optimization. But you have to learn how to optimize your Amazon PPC campaigns, especially if you want a lower ACoS, and especially if you want your campaigns to be profitable. So what you should be doing is downloading your report once a day. Now, I do it once a day. I've got a few fingers poked at me on YouTube when viewers were asking me, why do you download your report once a day? That's too soon. And the reason why I do that is because I want to remove as many irrelevant keywords as soon as possible. So if we go back to our theory where I was selling a gray plastic water bottle, and people keep searching blue and metal water bottle and nobody is buying, that's costing me. Remember, someone who clicks on your ad, every single time they click on it, you get charged. So that's why I like to download my report once a day to remove any irrelevant keywords, put them into the negative exact or negative phrase, so that will not come up in the search term up here ever again. Therefore, nobody will click on my ad if they were looking for a blue water bottle or a metal water bottle. So how do you download this report? It's very easy. Go to reports and then go to advertising reports. It will bring you right here. Now, this platform used to look different and used to look a lot more cleaner, but of course, Amazon decides to change their platform, so we just have to roll with it. So go to create report right here and leave it at sponsor ads. This is the only option anyway. Leave it at search term because we want to see the customer search terms. Search terms are the keywords, what they are typing up here, right? And leave it at summary. For report period, remember it takes time for Amazon to gather data. So for today, I cannot click on today. I mean, I can click on it, but it's not going to show me accurate data because it takes at least 24 hours for data to appear. So what you want to do is go back to yesterday or go back to whichever time frame you want. You can even select the dates here if you like. So in this example, I will go back to yesterday. And I'm just using this example as if I've been running this automatic campaign for a while now, right? And right here, you can name it whatever you want and just leave it for now. You can actually set whichever scheduled time you like, but I just leave it for now. And after that, you click on Run Report. After you click on Run Report, it will bring you back to this screen right here. And here's the tricky part. Make sure you go to Columns and click on Last Run. And then download the last report for the date that is shown in last run. If you have a lot of sponsored product search term reports downloaded, then it could get confusing. That's why you want to go to columns, click on last run, make sure it is today's date, and then hit this download button to download your report. After you download your report, it's going to look something like this. Now, if you are new, this is going to look extremely overwhelming, but do not worry. I have a video right here that I did a few weeks ago, how to optimize Amazon PPC campaigns. And you are welcome to look at that video to get started on how to optimize this information. What we are looking at is basically what customers have searched. For customer search term, it's everything that the customer has typed into the Amazon search bar, like these keywords right here, or they are ASINs from your competitor's product listing, and then they found your product within their product listing, and that's why the ASIN is showing up right here. Again, refer to that video if you need help. I will not repeat it in this video. So after you gather which keywords are converting the best at the lowest type of ACoS, we will then create our manual PPC campaigns. All right, so we are back onto this screen where I will show you how to set up broad phrase and exact match manual PPC campaigns. By this time, you should have already learned how to optimize your automatic campaigns. And again, refer back to that video if you haven't, and how to take keywords from your automatic campaign and start building your manual campaigns. Now, just a refresher. For broad and phrase keywords, we usually only use them for keyword research. We want to look for longer tail keywords, right? So water bottle for sports, that's a longer tail keyword. These are all long tail keywords. And exact keywords are just exactly water bottle, or this could be an exact keywords as well, but this will be like that. I just bolded this whole keyword so you understand the difference between broad, phrase, and exact. So I hope you guys reviewed those videos that I previously mentioned. Now let's start our manual campaign. Let's click on continue. And right here, I will just name it water bottle broad. Now, one huge tip for you guys, huge tip. I'm not sure if everybody else does the same thing. I teach it this way and I have gotten really good results this way. You want to separate your broad, phrase, and exact campaigns in different campaigns. So you should not be running one campaign and having broad phrase and exact match keywords in one campaign. You should always be separating your broad phrase and exact campaigns, or separating broad phrase and exact match in different ad groups. Remember we talked about ad groups earlier? and that's just down here. So one campaign can have many ad groups. That's how I would separate it. But personally, I would only use one ad group and one campaign, and that is either automatic, broad, phrase, or exact. This will really help you kind of eyeball which campaigns are working, which ones are not, which type of keywords are working, which ones need improvement. It will just save your life long term. So right here, it's the same thing. We are not going to put an end date. Now, daily budget is exactly the same as I mentioned before. You can start with 20 bucks, you can put 50 bucks, but you need at least 20 bucks for it to run, right? And if you do not know your daily budget, all you do is let your campaign run and check your campaign throughout the day to see if you still have a budget. If your budget is running out very early on in the day, like for example, if it runs out at 12 p.m., you have another 12 hours for your customers to find your ad and potentially buy your product. So of course you need to top this off on a full day budget, right? And do not worry, I know a lot of new sellers get scared with adding in more daily budget, but if you know how to run your PPC campaigns properly, then you will profit, meaning the money that you put in here, you will make back. So make sure you know exactly how to run your campaign successfully and how to optimize them. Right here, we are going to use manual targeting because we are doing a manual campaign, and bidding strategy will be exactly the same as an automatic campaign. It's you either choose dynamic bids down only or you use fixed bids. I like to use fixed bids. My business partner likes to use dynamic bids down only. It's not going to make or break your business. You just want to start off with one and then see how it goes. See what kind of data you get. Now, I do not like to use dynamic bids up and down because every single time I have tried this, my ACoS went through the roof. It went absolutely through the roof. And believe me, if you are giving Amazon an opportunity to bid higher, they will take your money. So that's why I never talk about using dynamic bids up or down. All you need is fixed bids and knowing how to increase your budget, or start with dynamic bids down only if you want to operate at lower risk. So ad group, we will name this broad because we are doing a broad campaign, right? And right here, we will add our product. And again, if you have a variation that you want to select, then you can select your variation. I also suggest to put your variations in different campaigns. So if you have one broad campaign, that should only be going toward one variation. If you have a phrase campaign, then you should only have one variation for that phrase campaign as well. And again, the only reason why I do that instead of putting all of your products into one campaign is for organizational purposes. It's just much easier to read the data and to pick out which campaigns work better for each variation. Targeting, we will use keyword targeting. Now for manual campaigns, you can also use product targeting. Product targeting means that you are targeting a specific competitor. So if I am selling my water bottle right here and I want to target this guy, my neighbor right next to me, I can actually target his ASIN, which is this ASIN right here. I can put his ASIN into product targeting and my ad will show up within his product listing. You can do that. However, whenever you are trying to launch your product on Amazon, now this is only for priority, I always start with keyword targeting. And with PPC campaigns, I'm sure you already know that it could cost you a lot of money, right? It will cost you money. And if you want to prioritize what you want to do with your campaigns, you really should be only starting at keyword targeting. Product targeting is something that I do after I have ranked for many keywords and I have extra budget now to use. Then I would use product targeting on top of keyword targeting. And product targeting will be in a separate campaigns. Again, to organize product targeting and keyword targeting. I'm very organized with my PPC campaigns because you will be so surprised what things could go wrong if your data is not organized. So this is what I like to do. And from your search term reports, if you do have ASINs that have converted really well in sales, so if, for example, if I use this right here, just to show you an example, what type of products I would put into product targeting campaigns. So I'm sorting this ACoS by smallest to largest. And as you can see, this ASIN right here gave me an ACoS of 2%, which literally I paid 20 cents for to get this sale from this ASIN. So this is a good example of what I would put into my product targeting campaign, because obviously that made me a sale from my automatic data. So that's how you would use the targeting right here. And again, we are sticking to keyword targeting for now because that is our priority. We want to rank for keywords. We are not too focused on product targeting at the moment. But if you do have the ASIN data, make sure you save it in a safe place and use your product targeting for later. Okay, so for keyword targeting, we are going to enter list. And right here, you will select just broad because this is a broad campaign. And then depending on what data showed up in your search term report, you would simply just enter your keywords in here, click add keywords, and it will show up right here. So let's do an example. Let's put water bottle. And one thing I want to be very clear on is it will give you a suggested bid right here, which is $1.04. But after you launch this campaign, after you click launch campaign, in your campaign manager dashboard, it's going to show something different. I don't know why that happens, but if you are to use a suggested bid, I suggest looking at the one in your dashboard and not the one that you see right here. So this is all there is to it. If you want to create a phrase campaign, you do it exactly the same way, except right here, you would select phrase and unselect broad. If you want to do exact, it's the same thing, but instead of these two, you only select exact because you want them in separate campaigns. Now, one thing I get asked a lot is, Tamara, how many keywords should I put into this campaign? If I were to do broad, phrase, or exact, any one of them, how many keywords should I have in one campaign? So there's really no exact number of keywords, but what you have to watch out for is to make sure that your daily budget is enough to feed all of your keywords throughout a 24-hour period. So if I have 20 water bottle keywords right here and I added them, I'm going to add them into this campaign and I have 20 different keywords now, I have to make sure that my daily budget is running the whole day to gather data for those keywords. If you have a lot of keywords, for example, if you have like 500 keywords, your full daily budget is not enough to feed 500 keywords, right? I hope that makes sense. So this is where you kind of have to experiment with your campaigns and look at what is running, what kind of data you are gathering. Are you getting impressions or are you not? And then eyeball it that way and know how many keywords fit into each type of campaign. A very good rule of thumb is not to have more than 50 keywords in one campaign. Some of my campaigns, especially for my exact match campaigns that have higher search volume. So if I have a very popular main keyword like water bottle, that's getting searched a lot. So that will eat up your daily budget much quicker, right? For any of like the higher searched main keywords type of campaigns, I like to only put a maximum of 10 keywords per campaign because I know that if I put 50, your full daily budget is just not going to allocate towards 50 different keywords. So I know it's a little confusing right now, but this is just something you have to experiment. Again, a good rule of thumb is not to go over 50 keywords per campaign. And depending on how many keywords you can actually analyze and manage, or that comes from your automatic keyword data, these keyword data right here, you might not even need 50 keywords per campaign. So it's just something you have to experiment. Don't lose your mind over it. Just make sure, the most important thing you have to make sure is that your daily budget is being allocated enough towards your keywords in one campaign. Down here, we have negative keyword targeting, exactly how I explained it when we were creating our automatic PPC campaign. If you want to add in any negative keywords you can think of that do not relate to your product, you may do so right here. I would actually copy and paste all of your irrelevant keywords and paste them across all of your campaigns. So paste them across broad, phrase, and exact match campaigns. So in my case, if I am selling the water bottle, as you recall, it is a gray plastic water bottle. So irrelevant keywords may be the word metal or the word blue, or if my water bottle is for men, then I would put in women right here. And that would eliminate anyone typing in that keyword in the Amazon search bar up here. Your ad will not appear for that negative keyword. And of course, understand the difference between negative exact and negative phrase. Remember, this part is not really that important at all. I would focus on getting your keywords up and running and then launching this campaign. Only do this if you know which keywords are irrelevant and are kind of weird and you do not want to show up on the Amazon search bar. So for this campaign, we are ready. So hit launch campaign down here. So what now? We just created our automatic and manual PPC campaigns. Well, I hope you took the time to go back to all of the YouTube videos that I suggested you, because that will go really deep into the other steps that are involved in order to launch your product properly. So I really want people to get into the habit of optimizing. You want to optimize your product listing and campaigns, because if you have a bad product listing, your campaigns are not going to work that well. If you are not optimizing your campaigns and its keywords, you are not going to have a successful product launch. And I do not want that for you. So make sure you do not take off on vacation or go on autopilot for your Amazon PPC campaigns, because believe me, that is the number one reason why people fail using their Amazon PPC campaigns. They are just not properly optimizing them. The next concern that sellers have is how long. Tamara, how long does it take for my product to take off using Amazon PPC sponsored ads? It actually varies. And I know you hate hearing that. I know you hate it, but it really depends, because if you have a product that is really high in demand or it's overly saturated, that is probably impossible to launch using PPC, or it's going to take a really long time because the competition is so high. If you have a product that is less in demand and less searched on Amazon, it may be quicker. Now, I'm not saying that this is exactly how it happens, but it could be one of the reasons why it may take longer. But the most common timeline is about 6 months for a complete successful product launch, where you should be seeing sales consistently every single day on a low ACoS. It could happen 3 to 4 months. I've seen that as well, but I've also seen 8 months, 10 months, and even a year. And it just really depends on your product, like I said. So try not to think about how long it takes. I'd much rather you work on optimizing your campaigns, knowing your keywords, how to improve your product listing, how to have a really good price for your product, get more reviews. There are so many other moving parts that make your product successful when you are selling on Amazon. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you have questions, you already know to drop it in the comment box. Oh, and make sure you check out my links in the description box below if you need more help with Amazon PPC campaigns. I'll see you guys in my next video.